What's up, everybody? This is the Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening, and today we will be discussing Moon squared Saturn and the natal birth chart. So, now this may be an aspect that you do have, or it may be an aspect that you know somebody to have. However, we're going to get into this today. But first, we're going to address what the moon is all about. So now the moon has to do with your emotions and your instincts. It has to do with how you feel on the most deepest level. It also has to do with your mother and the way that you perceived her early on in life. And the way that you will also perceive her today. Also, the moon can represent your home. It actually does. It represents your home and your early childhood upbringing. Things that went on and took place in the home domestic dynamic. It represents and it shows your ancestors, okay? Your past life, things that went on in your past life and took place. The moon also has to do with the way that you communicate as far as your emotions, okay? A lot of times people don't want to deal with their emotions. And the moon is not like the sun because the sun is more about the outside and things like that, where the moon has to do with your inside. So a lot of people are not going to know your moon sign placement by just meeting you. Okay, it's going to have to be somebody that knows you on a deep level that can really get down to the core with you, or that you even decide that you want to open up and feel comfortable with them to even express certain things to them. So now Saturn has to do with limitations. It has to do with restrictions. It has to do with delaying things to you until later on in life. Once you learn life lessons, Saturn is about authority. It's about control. It's about discipline. It's about order. This is all the things that Saturn is about. So it also has to do with your past life and karma. Okay? And it has to do with your past life also. Things that went on in your past life. The karma that you did then that even lingers into this actual physical life today. So now anytime you see a square in between these planets in general, a square is going to indicate that the signs are in, the planets are in signs that are not meshing very well. They don't get along and they don't seem to understand each other very well. So this aspect is going to be a conflict. It's going to be a difficult aspect to have if you do have this. If you see an opposition, the opposition is going to mean that these planets are in completely different signs. Okay, so because of that, they are going to be opposites and they're going to look at things from an opposite standpoint all the time. So you are going to have to balance that out. If you see a conjunction is going to mean that these planets are in the same exact sign. So at times it can run smoothly and other times it can be chaotic and it can be difficult and also a conflict, okay? So the conjunction, the square, and the oppositions are very similar, okay? The themes do not change, all right? It's just at times it can be okay and at times it can be very rough. It's going to depend. Now, if you see a sectle or a trine, what that is going to mean and indicate is that the planets are in signs that are meshing very well. They get along. They see eye to eye to an extent. So it's going to be very easier, okay? When these themes do arise, it's going to be easier for you to deal with. It also does indicate when you have a sectle or a trine in the natal birth chart that in your past life you did very well as far as these aspects go. But now you are still given these aspects and these themes, but in a better way, in a greater light, so that you can move very well in that area. So we're going to get into this right now. Moon squared Saturn, men and women. These men and women had no choice but to grow up faster than they should have. You could have felt deprived of your childhood, having to man up and woman up and begin to take care of yourself. Okay, so this is going to be indicated that these men and women did go through some extreme rough times in their life. It wasn't easy for them. So when kids were outside playing, being kids, of course they were outside playing too. But their mind was being shaped and molded and geared towards having to do things for themselves that most kids shouldn't have to do. And it fucked with these men and women mind. It fucked with their heart. It fucked with their soul on a psychological level. So you will start having an extreme fear of poverty, lack of success, lack of money, lack of food. Um, don't want to be homeless, okay? Support will be also lacking, and security. So these men and women, these are all the fears that they will have. They will have a strong and deep rooted fear around these things, okay? Around success, not wanting to be homeless, not wanting to starve, not wanting to get, um, not wanting to not have the necessities, okay, the things that they need. And this has to do with things that should just already be just really provided there for you, okay. They're gonna have a deep rooted fear behind these things. In the home, what went on and took place was it was a lot of lacking of love, a lot of lacking of affection, okay, caring, nurturing, and things like that. This was lacking in the home, and because of this, they built up the fear. They built up the walls. They built up the block, okay, and they count themselves out a lot. And because of that, they will lose out and miss out on many different possibilities and opportunities. Okay, so now when it comes down to the moon and Saturn, this has to do with the past. Okay, both planets have to do with the past. It has to do with clinging on to the past. Okay, and it also has to do with your past life. Okay, and things that went on and took place there. So now this is indicated by a early childhood upbringing of stressful and fearful upbringing. You are not able to ever feel like you have enough or live up to your full highest potential. Okay, so this is a fear of these men and women that they will never have enough. No matter what they do, no matter how much money they accumulate, okay, it never seems to be enough for them living up to their potential, what their purpose is in this life. It can be that they feel like they're not reaching their goals, they're not reaching their aspirations, they're not meeting their goals to the highest level and their fullest potential. And this can really deal with them on many different levels because these men and women were disappointed early on in life. So, growing up into adulthood, they look for the worst to happen in every single situation. So, when things are even running smoothly and things are going fine, okay, they always look for something to go wrong. They always look for people to do them wrong, treat them wrong, act a certain kind of way, be a certain kind of way to them, okay, and show up in those kind of ways. And this goes for relationships and even out into the world when you're working on a job and things like that. They feel for some reason that the rug is going to be ripped from up under their fucking feet and they're going to have to start from ground up once again. So now you can sell yourself short in possibilities and opportunities. You can base everything on the past events and link them to the present situation at hand. So, what's going on here is that anything and every single thing that they had to endure, that they had to go through in their childhood, they link these things to the present. They link these things to their future. Okay, and this is what holds them back from moving forward. This is what's going on here. They're not allowing themselves to grow because they keep clinging on to the past. Deep rooted fear, paranoia was instilled into these men and women's um, hearts, in their soul, and in their mind. And this was instilled through their parents. And this will have a tendency to affect your past, your present, and your future opportunities. As a child, your parent didn't show up for you in an emotional, affectionate kind of way. So your parent or parents could have showed up in a distant, detached, and cold way to you. Okay, there could have been a lot of tough love, a lot of rough love. Okay, if you do this, then I'll show you some affection. Okay, but something was going on, and because of this, these men and women are going to have major insecurities. About themselves. Okay, they're not sure of their abilities, they're not sure of their strengths. Okay, they're not sure if they're able to handle the task. This is what's going on with them, only because early on in life there was a lot of things that was put onto them, and for some reason it wasn't good enough in the eyes of the parent. So, due to this, you will overcompensate as being wealthy. Okay, I'm sorry, you will overcompensate as being worthy of love by doing things, proving that you are willing and able to survive and take care of yourself. So, these men and women definitely have something to prove. This is what they feel. They feel like they have something to prove to other people in order to get the validation and get the love from them. So, pretty much, if they don't do something for somebody, they feel like they're not doing anything at all. Okay, they feel like they won't see the love being reciprocated back to them because love to them comes with doing something. This is where they think love comes from. Making sure you can pay bills, be the person to count on, overachiever, over successful, the cleaner, the organizer. Okay, this is what these men and women are going to start trying to do to compensate for what wasn't given to them when they were young. All right, so they will want to go above and beyond to be the person that you can count on. They will go and dive deep into a career and just overwork themselves to try to heal that void, heal that area. Okay, and what ends up happening is that it still does not heal because they won't let go of the past. Okay, they can feel like if they had a whole bunch of money, okay, that this shit would go away, and they would be fine and they would be okay. But the truth of the matter is that that shit is not what it's going to be. It's still going to be there, and it's still going to be lingering with inside of them until they deal with it and heal themselves from it. Now, you want to be recognized as being responsible, and you want to be appreciated for it. These men and women want recognition. They want people to acknowledge the shit that they do. Okay, they don't do it for no damn reason. They do it because they give a fuck and they care. And when people don't show them that they fucking care if they did something or not, this is what begins to fuck with them on an emotional level. This is what begins to fuck with them on a psychological level. Okay, and these men and women can go the fuck off and flip the fuck out because they could feel like you're not appreciating who the fuck I am. Who the fuck I am. The lack of love in the home, okay, as far as unconditional love, was not present. And in the home, there were a lot of disappointment. Okay, a lot of disappointment could have went on and took place. Somebody could have died in the family early on in life. They could have been separated from their parents. They could have been separated from a parent. Okay, and this could have dealt with them on so many different levels. Okay, now because the lack of the love as far as unconditional love was not present in the home, this is going to be something that affects them throughout their entire life until they finally let go of the hurt, of the pain, of the things that went on and took place, those events. You will begin to believe that people can't truly love you for who you are. And they don't love you just simply for who you are. Okay? You want people to love you just for yourself. Okay? Love me for me. And this is what is not being perceived by the person that has moon squared Saturn. It's not being perceived this way for them. These men and women feel like love and appreciation and affection comes from doing something for other people. You will feel if you have a lot of money, these problems will go away. Truth be told, it still won't. It will not go away because you're rich. It will not go away because you are wealthy. It will not go away because you have a nice car, a nice house, and you got $100,000. That feeling will not go away until you deal with it. So these men and women do have some lessons that they really need to learn in this lifetime. And their life lessons are um, for them to understand and feel what unconditional love really truly is all about, because they do not know what unconditional love is about. This will be extremely difficult for them to learn because early on in life, love came with conditions, limitations, restrictions, expectations, and standards. Okay, this is what they link unconditional love to. So pretty much these men and women, they have their idea and ideals on love fucked up, because what they believe that love is all about, they think unconditional love is conditional fucking love. It's not. Unconditional love is no matter when you fall short, no matter when you didn't reach this expectation or this standard, I still love you. I still will show you love. I will still give you love. I will still embrace this, because it doesn't matter that you fell short, because you tried. Okay, you did what you had to do and it just didn't happen. That's just it. Okay, so no, this is not what's going on with them. Okay, they were taught and they were brought up and saw um, restrictions being put on them, limitations being put on them. Okay, expectations are on them, standards are put onto them. And when they don't meet these expectations and these standards, okay, limitations and restrictions will begin to start arising. Okay, and this is what they saw, and this is what they felt, and this is what they had to endure. Now, these men and women will debate and fight and go against any and everybody who tries to approach this situation when it comes down to unconditional love. Anybody that tries to show them a different approach, a different road, a different route, okay, maybe even talk to them about what unconditional love even really is. These men and women are going to go to fuck off. They are going to completely perceive things in a different kind of way. Okay, they're gonna go back and forth with you, and these are the type of people that's going to go back and forth with you and try to still prove to you what love is and tell you how it should be and things like that, and it still does not quite sound right. Okay, generally, what's going on with this placement is that this is a generational curse that is on this person's life, that is in this person's soul, and it was passed down. It was actually absolutely passed down from somebody in their family. Okay, this could have been passed down from generations to generations to generations. Okay, now anytime you're dealing with a generational curse, you do know that this curse does need to be broken, because if it is not, you can pass down these same damn generational curses, generational traits, okay, and bring them down to your own damn kids. And then your kids will be the one that has to break that. So you have to break this vicious motherfucking cycle, okay? This is a difficult placement to have. If you have this placement, it is not going to be easy. This is definitely going to be a struggle in your life. You never seem to have enough, because you will always look towards your fear and insecurities. This is exactly why you can pass up great opportunities for not fully believing in yourself and not believing in your abilities. Healing yourself from your inner pain is needed when you are dealing with displacement. Learning how to trust other people is something else you have to do. You need to learn how to trust. Break that fucking wall down. Break it down. Let people in because with displacement, they're not letting anything out and they're not letting anyone fully in. They're not doing it. Learning how to let go of the past is extremely important when you are dealing with them. Okay, they have to let go of things that went on and took place. Is it going to be easy? No, it's not. It's going to be difficult, but you have to do it so that you can step into your destiny, so you could step into your light, so you could step into your purpose, to who you are and who you're going to be, who you're destined to be. You have to do it. Stop being afraid of the unknown. Okay, there's so many possibilities and opportunities when you're dealing with the unknown. It doesn't have to be a negative. Okay, they need to embrace change. Okay, change can be for the better. It doesn't have to be for the worse. A lot of times these men and women may see an opportunity and think about it. Okay, dream about it, but not act on it because they think in their mind that something's going to happen and something's they're not going to be able to fulfill the task. They're not going to be able to do it fully. So then they might just say, fuck it, I ain't going to do it at all. Okay, no, get that shit out the fuck your head. Okay, so now they also need to learn how to trust the universe. This is when you will see many doors open up for you. Overdoing things, overworking yourself is also seen by displacement. To prevent things that went on and took place early on in childhood, you can get into relationships where you take care of your partner, and you can also get into relationships where the partner is taking care of you. So this can go two different ways because we do have different kind of people in this world. All right, so now this person can be involved in a relationship and they can be the more trying to be the parent to their partner, telling their partner what to do, how they should dress, how they should be, how they should act, how they should move. Okay, being a parent, putting demands, putting high expectations and standards on their fucking partners. But now they also can play it and flip the fucking role, and they can play the role as the child, where their partners are telling them what to do and their partners are telling them how to move and doing all those kind of things with the high expectations and standards also. Okay, yeah, it gets tricky when you're dealing with this one. All right, so they know how to play both roles, and it is going to be two different types. Okay, so they might be in a relationship with one person and they are acting like the parent, but they might get involved with somebody else and they might start acting like the child. Okay, this is what goes on. Basing your life on past experiences has to be redirected into a greater light. Okay, so you have to redirect all of those past experiences, things that went on and took place. Redirect that and turn that into a better way, a better light. All right, having a positive outlook on things can bring you great joy and happiness. This is what can bring you full blown joy within inside your soul. Having a positive outlook, being optimistic, okay? Not thinking of the worst to always happen, but thinking that it could also be the best choice. Death, rebirth, and transformation is needed when you are dealing with this. It needs to be implemented into your life so that you can be successful and provide yourself with sufficiency. Okay, being self sufficient, being self made, being able to do what you have to do. All right, these men and women feel like when they are involved in a relationship or they're just moving around in the world, they feel like in order for them to receive love, they have to give of their money, give of their time, be the one that you can call and borrow money, be the person that is going to show up in some kind of grand way. And if these things don't happen, these men and women feel rejected. They feel neglected. They feel like you don't care, you don't appreciate them, you don't acknowledge them, you don't respect them. This is how they start feeling, okay? So this is very sensitive placement to have, because it deals with things that went on and took place early on in childhood. Okay, the love and the nurturing and the gentle, the caring and things like that, it wasn't given to them in that kind of way. They damn sure didn't see it in that kind of way, I can tell you that. So what's going on is that they need to really get in tune with who they are. Okay, look deep within inside themselves, heal themselves from all of those fears that they do have. They do not want to be homeless. They do not want to be broke. They do not want to be insecure. They want to be successful and things like that. They want to have money. They want to be able to have food in their stomach. And these are the very things that they fear that they may not have. They fear like they might not be able to pay their bills. Okay, they may be out on the street. They may be in poverty. Okay, they don't want those kind of things to go on and take place. They want somebody to love them and appreciate them for who they are, not for what they can do. And if I can't do this, you don't love me and you don't want me no more. This is not what the fuck they want. They want your fucking love and your respect and your fucking appreciation. So this is a deep placement to have if you do have this, okay? But you do need to heal yourself from that inner trauma, those inner wounds that went on and took place early on in life, so that you can come into your full purpose and do not pass up on your possibilities or your opportunities. Okay, that is your destiny. Whatever comes your way, you can jump on these things. Don't cut yourself short and say, no, I can't deal with it, no, I can't fuck with it, or oh yeah, well let me do it, but nah, I ain't gonna do it. Don't do that. Okay, don't fucking do it. You need to trust in yourself and trust in your abilities. And if there's a situation where you're not sure, you need to go deep within inside of yourself, not outside of yourself. Going outside of yourself, the answer's not fucking there. The answer's inside of you. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this on this note for now. In future videos to come, I will be going more into depth into this placement. Please be sure to check out my online store. It is Grimy Gear at www.grimygear.com. If you need a caterer, you can hit me up. I am the chef goddess also at Supreme Royale Catering at gmail.com. If you need my husband to do any work to your home, swimming pool, or business, be sure to hit him up at aronnesbit90 at gmail.com. Now, if anybody needs a birth chart to be analyzed, it will be $70, okay, for 2 hours. If you need a synastry chart or a compatibility chart, that is a compatibility chart, a synastry chart. That will be $90 for 2 hours. And if you need a tarot card reading, that will be $30. So, this has been A Force of Nature, Spiritual Awakening. Love is love. Peace and blessings to you all, and I will see you on the next one.